Hello, everybody. Welcome back to FiestaWatch, your League of Legends news, recap, analysis,
expert
analysis podcast featuring myself, Noah, alongside my regular host, Wyatt. Wyatt, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I think we've got a couple interesting things to talk about, especially in LCK, which is like the only interesting region. Actually, no, NA's got some spicy shit going on too.
Some stuff. It's all like, but it's not like. Well, okay, we'll cross that bridge.
We'll get there.
All right, let's talk about the approximately 4 interesting things that happened. Starting with LCK. Where do you want to start?
I think we should start with KSV losing to MVP on Sunday. Now, I realize that they beat BBQ
Do we have to,
this morning.
Do we have to?
But we said if they were to lose this game against MVP, that's a pretty bad sign. So, right. I mean...
What do you want from me, man?
It's just like I don't know what's happening with this team. I mean, even today, like, you know, they 2-0 BBQ, but the first game it took like a 10 kill game from Ruler to win the first game.
Crown fed out of his mind that first.
But yeah, Crown and
Crown was like 1-9. Like,
he was 1-9. I think Cuve was like 1-7 or something. God. Like,
this is literally CLG.
But except for they're the defending world champions.
Their AD carries doing shit. Their mid laners feeding and just playing random shit. Their top laners feeding on champions he shouldn't be. Oh, Christ. It pains me to talk about KSV nowadays. Like
I just don't know what. They just look really bad. Like, it's not even.
Okay, not really bad, but like pretty bad.
I mean, for the defending world champions that they are, like, it's pretty bad. I mean, they're still better than a lot of teams in the world, so, you know, give them that. And they're still fourth, like,
tied for fourth. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, granted, they started 5-1, so they should still be able to hold on to that lead for a little bit.
And it's not, and like other teams in those standings are kind of not catching up, but like are starting to climb the ladder, right?
Yeah.
And
exactly.
if you're KSV. Okay, well, let's besides the imminent dread that you see on the horizon if you're on KSV, who do you think on KSV needs to step up in a big way?
I mean, I think we kind of talked like Crown. Even granted, this was kind of like this was, you know, probably the worst game that he's had in his career, maybe in a long time for sure.
Yeah. But like, against MVP or against
this morning against BBQ.
Okay.
Granted, you know, they still won the series, but still like 1-9. And he was on Vel'Koz both games. Like, it was kind of interesting.
Yeah, that's weird to me because I don't think Vel'Koz is like necessarily like a must.
Exactly. So that's why it feels like they were just trying to throw something at the wall and see. I will
say this: Vel'Koz is really good into Scion since you can dodge Scion's damage in lane.
Okay.
And both games, who the fuck did they play? We literally were just talking about that.
BBQ.
BBQ ran Scion mid twice.
Yeah.
Because like Vel'Koz just wait. If you do WMAX, you can just wave clear forever, and the Scion, in order to poke you, has to walk into his wave, or has to walk into the wave, and then you can like poke from afar with Q. You can peel him with E. There's just a lot of good tools there, but like,
yeah,
he didn't look comfortable in the counter pick.
Yeah, exactly. So I think, you know,
it's kind of rough.
Yeah, and it's almost like I don't even necessarily think it's one person that needs to kind of step up, like, because as a team they've just looked pretty rough. I think Ruler, you know, he seems to be doing okay. You know, give him Tristana and he'll just pop off ridiculously and basically drag them across the finish line.
Yeah.
But I think they just need, like, they just don't look clean anymore. Like, if you look at how they started the season, how they won the world championship, like, they were clean. And now they just seem to be playing super sloppy.
It might just be like they're having a hard time adjusting to the new patch. Well, and that just happens to coincide with like Crown and Kuve slumping.
Maybe I mean, like, but like a lot of the games that they lost was before 8.4 too. Like most of the losing streak was on 8.3, so it's like that was kind of the meta they had for the entire season up to this point. So,
to me, I think Ambition just kind of fell off a cliff, and he's silent. And he was such a huge carry for them in the beginning of the season and in Worlds. Not even in like I'm gonna get all the kills and I'm gonna do all the damage. Traditional carry, but like you need ambition to be able to set up these plays. You need ambition to be able to create space for the rest of his team, and right now he can't do that. So the solo laners are struggling.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's enough of the KSV pity party. I'm getting sad. Let's move on. Let's move on. King's on Dragon X, best goddamn team in the world right now.
Like they clapped the shit out of SKT the other night. It was
they went nuts. Yeah, that was fun to watch. Like Blossom just got hazed. Like there's no other way to describe it.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like he had been looking pretty good, and then Kingzone was like, "Oh, you think you're a good rookie? Okay." And then just
Peanut was like "Hey, what's up, dude?" And he popped out at Olaf, and he went like 11-09 or something crazy. In game too.
Yeah, that was really bad. I mean, he looked like a rookie. So poor guy, but yeah. But I don't think SKT is realistically even going to put up a fight. Like I don't think anybody. It's still sad to see them just kind of.
Hey, SKT have been looking pretty good, or at least like not terrible. They beat Janair. That's all I'm gonna say. Although really quick. I think this kind of leads us to the MVP conversation, right? Or at least it's a conversation we have to have in esport, every traditional sport. I don't know who's at the top of the MVP standings right now for the league, but like in terms of performance and like impact on the game, right? Eyeball test MVP rather than stat MVP. Who would you give it to? And better question: is it a member of KSV or not KSV? Kingzone.
Yeah, I think I would give it to either. What is their for roster? I'd give it to either Peanut or BDD because both of them have been playing really, really good. Like BDD almost never loses lane, and Peanut has been looking. Whereas like towards the end of the summer split, Peanut was looking a little rough. Peanut. This entire split has been playing like MSI 2017 Peanut when he was popping off on Lee Sin every single game. Except for now he's doing it on every whatever champion he wants because he seems to have grown a lot in the last few months. So I think one of those two, but like I think it just has to go to somebody from this team just because of how dominant they've been. Like they've lost since the very first series of the split, they've lost one series. And they've only dropped like 3 games in that span too.
I looked it up. Tied for first right now, we got Deft, Peanut, and Tucson, and tied for fourth place is Faker and BDD. So both of the guys you said are on there, and I agree.
Yeah,
I'm surprised Tucson's on that list actually.
Yeah, same.
But like, if you play with Kramer, like he does nuts shit. So like you just have to set him up. And then I think also Tucson's been having like this is a really good benefit for Tucson being able to play these more like either engage heavy or peel heavy tanks.
Yeah.
Rather than like being stuck on Janna duty where he looked bored out of his mind.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. I think I have to agree with the Peanut angle. I think last year KSV won LCK with their biggest flaw, I think being that jungle role that kind of got exploited.
Yeah.
In at Worlds. And especially when like Samsung's Ambition had a great series, right? And had a great playoff run at the World Championship. So now that they have somebody like Peanut, who is not only can hold his own in the jungle and he can dominate matchups, but who likes to play aggressively alongside the rest of his team that also like to fucking pop off, right? You look at this team and tell me it's not just Rocks Tigers 2.0. Right? Like you got the old bot lane. They're still doing their thing. You know what you're gonna get from them. They're gonna be solid. They're gonna be consistent. And if you give them the resources, they can carry. But like at the very least, they won't feed. You can rely on them to do well in lane. You got BDD who likes to play aggressively in lane, and BDD adds an element that Kuro never had, in which you can rely on BDD to like almost solo carry the game. Right?
Yeah.
With Kuro's better at setting other people up for success. But BDD can generate that on his own success. And then Khan's a monster. Khan is Smeb. Like
Khan is very good.
Khan is old Smeb. Before Smeb was like, I'm just gonna play tanks forever. I'm just gonna phone it in. Like, he got but I love watching this KSV team, man. They're so fun. Whenever I think
Kingzone, right?
Yeah, I just keep saying KSV, I guess. It's just
your Samsung love is just always in there.
Yeah, but it's like whenever I think like, man, I hate watching League of Legends, Kingzone's right there, and I'm like, all right, never mind. There they are. There it is. Let's talk about some other matchups though. MVP picked up a win against Rocks Tigers on Tuesday, following the Kingzone Dragon X destruction of SK Telecom. Rocks Tigers, they had a good start to the season. Lala was playing well. They had a lot of good moving parts. They've been kind of on a downswing as of late. Would you say?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, because you look.
Actually, never mind. I'm lying. They won their two games last week.
Yeah, I mean, like one was against BBQ, so that was kind of like whatever.
Okay, granted.
So I mean, they 2-0'd KT, which is really good because KT this season KT has been pretty strong. But then like the previous week they lost they got 2-0'd by SKT. Like, no, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
No, keep going.
But yeah, it feels like they're a little bit inconsistent because they'll win against like a team, like week 5 beat MVP, lose to SKT, and then they went 2-0 last week, beat KT and BBQ, and then they lost to MVP on Tuesday. So it's like you just don't really know what to make of this team so far.
I will say this. You brought up KT and I got me thinking: is KT actually good, or is the rest of the league like kind of garbage by comparison?
I think it's a little bit of both because KT does feel they look more consistent and a bit more. They look like they know what they're doing like 90% of the time, whereas before it was like 60, where they'd be like, "All right, we're doing some things," and then other times they would just
have
be
a game plan, but sometimes they just like didn't happen, and they were just like, "Well."
Exactly. So they look like they are able to they're able to execute their game plans a little bit better. But I think on the whole, like the LCK. I mean, if you look at everything below the playoffs, like the top 3 are doing pretty good. Everyone else is either below 500 or one game over 500. Like it's not too good.
Like it's not like it's not Kongdu bad, but like
not every Kongdu is actually terrible.
But Kongdu has beaten teams previously in the league, so like.
I mean, they almost beat KSV this morning, so like kind of. Or we know that. It was Jin Air. Sorry, Jin Air. Actually, no. That game was one-sided. I'm thinking the BBQ KSV. Yeah, Kongdu got absolutely smacked this morning.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Moving on to Jin Air. They are on the outside looking in right now. They're gonna need. I don't know if their destiny is necessarily in their own hands anymore. I think it will require either Rocks or SKT to kind of go on a losing streak and Jin Air to go on a winning streak. But judging by what we saw today against the worst team in the league, do you want to make an overreaction statement and say that Jin Air has a shot?
I don't feel comfortable. Like after looking at they last week they lost to BBQ and SKT. Like they beat Kongdu and granted they were very quick games. Like I think the series was over by like 1:30 a.m. So like an hour and a half, including their breaks and shit.
Man, ain't you lucky?
I know, right? So like they did well, but it was Kongdu, so it's like you kind of have to do that. Whereas last week, they got 2-0'd by BBQ, lost to SKT. So it feels like you said, it's because they don't play either. They play Rocks to end the season, but they don't have an SKT game anymore. They already did that one, so they kind of have to hope that SKT can drop a couple series here and there,
right?
And Rocks to try and squeeze into that last playoff spot.
Okay, respectable. Let's go into some predictions. We got some pretty spicy matchups to round out the week.
Yeah.
Telecom Wars tomorrow night, baby. SK Telecom versus KT Rolster. Who you got and why?
I've got KT. Like this team has looked very strong in the split. I mean, they're what 9-3.
Something like that.
Doing pretty well. They have some good wins against teams that are playing pretty strong in the split. I think their record actually is true of what they are. I think they are the second best team in the LCK right now. So I gotta give it to them. Especially like SKT just doesn't look very good either. And they're like KT, they won the first Telecom Wars back in week 2. I think that this will probably be the first. This might be the first time ever that they've gone 2-0 if they win the series. If they've gone 2-0 during a split. Which that would be huge for that team because like SKT is kind of that monkey that's always just kind of hanging on their back.
Yeah, exactly. You can't overlook the rivalry. I think I'm going to agree with you here. KT's, I agree with you 100%. KT's record is indicative of how this team is playing right now. I think they have a lot of things going for them. In particular, I want to shout out for KT. Smeb's not doing his big carry role right now. Score's been playing pretty solidly, though, so it's not that big of a deal. And I think in the bottom lane, Deft has been able to carve out a nice little niche for himself as one of the best carry players in the league right now. I'm predicting a 2-0. I think KT is going to take this one comfortably. This is SKT's. This is an SKT loss. I don't think they'll be exploited as hard as Kings End exploited them because I think SKT's matches up better against KT in terms of their strengths.
Yeah,
but like.
Yeah, it won't be an absolute stomping, but it'll still be a pretty decisive series.
Yeah. Although to be fair, no team matches up well against King's End.
Yeah, like it's I don't know.
Which team has a strength everywhere? Like
yeah, it's like who has a winning matchup in every single lane and actually shows up in every single game. Like
yeah, consistent domination is the name of the game. Moving on, we got Afrika versus the Rocks Tigers. Rocks, after a 2-0 week last week, starts this week out by losing the MVP of all teams. And now Afrika, ranked number 3, mind you, they're doing pretty well for themselves. They are on the hunt. I think I like Afrika here. I like Afrika a lot in general. I'm a fan of like crazy mad scientist shit, and that's where my boy Kramer comes into play. But more so than that, I think Afrika's been playing a pretty nice team, has been playing pretty nice as a team. And I don't think, for as good as Lava is in the mid lane for Rocks, I think Kuro is really good at just ignore. Like, Kuro is almost like he doesn't care how good the other mid laner is unless he gets super clapped, and that never happens. Kuro never gets super clapped. You know?
Yeah,
especially in a Galio meta or in a control mage meta, like with like Azir cast where you can just shove the wave and then just be like, all right, peace, and go team fight. I'm liking that a lot.
Yeah, I agree. I think Afrika have looked very strong the last 2 weeks. Like they beat KSV, beat SKT last week. I think they've been looking a lot stronger than we've seen them probably ever.
Let's go.
So hats off to them. This is their time. I think and Rocks just has not been looking very strong.
Get it while it's good, and the rest of the world's garbage. You know.
Yep.
All right, that's MVP versus Jin Air. That's on Saturday.
Yeah.
Legitimately interesting. We talked about this. They're tied in the standings. So whoever wins this has pole positioning, or has the better positioning to vault themselves into playoffs.
Yep.
Who do you think wins? Who do you think will win? This is a coin flip one.
It really is.
Close. Maybe it's not close. Why? Maybe it's not close. Both of these teams are coming off of pretty big wins.
I think I'm gonna have to go with Jin Air.
Okay.
Just because it feels like more often than not they have been going away from their normal like, all right, we'll wait till 45 minutes to do something kind of thing. Like they've actually been taking initiative.
Yeah, the meta's changed too. You gotta wake up early.
Yeah, you have to, exactly. But I think it's benefiting them a lot. And they Jin Air has always had like the talent, but because of their play style of just kind of being very passive, letting things get into the late game, now that they can actually play a little bit more decisive and be proactive, they look like a cleaner team.
Okay.
So yeah, I think they're going to be able to take this one.
I can respect that. I am still going with MVP though, right? Not only do I think MVP coming off of a win against Rocks is huge for this squad. Because, while you're getting dive bombed, in theory, Rocks is a team that should match up well against MVP, right?
Yeah.
I don't see Jin Air being that much better than Rocks for the reasons you just mentioned, or like in terms of the things you just mentioned.
Yeah.
I think mechanically they're weaker as well, and MVP pulled out a big win, and it wasn't like it was a win, right? It was a good win.
Yeah, it was a good win.
It was. Your hat on. It wasn't like, okay, we just got cheese twice in a row. That fucking sucks.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, it was a good win. It was definitely.
So I think I like MVP's current form. I think this meta really suits them. They like playing this more aggressive style, maybe more all in, almost like LPL light-ish. That's what I'll say about MVP. So that's why they get my vote of confidence here. But realistically, if Jin wins, I think they'll be able to do it by calming the hell down and not letting MVP pop off. So it's something to watch out for. KT Rolster versus KSV. How badly does KSV get embarrassed?
Not. I don't think it won't be as embarrassing as like a 2-1 to KSV because to MVP. And it won't be as bad as like SKT losing the King Zone, but it'll be pretty one-sided.
It will be a decisive win.
Yeah, because KSV just don't look, like I said, they seem to have lost their cleanness. Like
where are they at? Where are they at, Wyatt?
Yeah, like, because Samsung, like, I mean, if people go back and listen to our old podcast, you have always been on Samsung. Every time I've, like, doubted them, you're like, no, like, Samsung, they've got it. Don't worry.
The faithful is rewarded, and now the faithful are getting shit on.
And now, yeah, exactly. They're like, oh, no, you're a fan of us? Okay, here's our shit. Like, there you go. Carry that for us.
It's just they have no, like, in-game... Either they have no in-game leadership, or they have, like, no idea what they should be doing.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like they draft comps and they just don't really play to their strengths. They just all right, we'll just solo queue this and just kind of go around and do stuff, and then hopefully it works.
Ambition has been doing a hot nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Maybe he it's just the spring, and so he's just like.
Yeah, I mean, it's fair because a lot of people
don't get relegated. I don't give a shit.
Like, yeah, because like spring doesn't matter a ton. I mean, like it matters for like points. But
here's what: if you win spring, congratulations! You get to go to an international tournament that takes a month and leaves you fucking exhausted, and then you have a week to prepare for the summer split where it actually matters.
That's true. Yeah.
But it's like in your career, it's like as long as you get into the gauntlet, like who gives a fuck? Like you're fine.
You know? Yeah, exactly. Where is it inside this year?
Europe.
Oh, it's in Europe. Oh.
Yeah.
So that's not terrible.
You think Ambition's like, I'm gonna spend my honeymoon in Paris at MSI and I'm coming right back, baby. Right back into a new meta. Like hell no.
Oh god, I forgot Rift Rivals is a thing.
Damn right. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Moving on, I think the other two matchups, Afrika will win and Kingzone will win.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All in all, Korea's pretty interesting right now, as per usual. Mm-hmm. You know? Yeah, I like to keep things spicy. Just like the European LCS. Flawless segue. We're rolling. So last week, we saw some cracks in the armor for some teams that we thought were going to be stronger coming into the end of the split, right?
Yep.
G2 dropped a game to Splice in a pretty one-sided loss. Schalke, Vitality briefly broke its losing streak against Schalke before getting smacked the next day.
Yeah. Fnatic loses to
Fnatic lost
Misfits.
To Misfits. Did I not call that? I felt like did I call that or did I not call that?
I think you did.
I said something like, fuck Fnatic, I don't trust them.
Yeah, so I mean, that sounds about right, yeah. Because I've been on the Fnatic train, you've been on the G2 train.
Yeah. I like the team that always wins, because, you know what I mean?
It's a safe bet.
Yeah. I like safe bets. All right, but let's roll right into talking about last week's results. Looking at Friday's slate of games, are there any results that stand out to you in particular?
I mean, there's nothing. Well, I think Splice beating G2 was a pretty big win for Splice. Because that put them. They're now tied for third, and they're only one game behind G2. So that was a pretty good one, especially since Splice has a fairly easy couple weeks towards the end. They've got some of the mid-tier / lower tier teams.
I think the toughest team they have to play is either Vitality, depending on which version of them shows up, or Misfits.
Exactly, yeah. So I think that was a really big win for them, not only just standings-wise, but just for a confidence builder for that team that's just kind of trying to find itself.
Yeah.
And I think, like, just for not just Friday, but Saturday, too, like, Unicorns 2-0, like, 2 weeks in a row.
There is a mathematical possibility.
Yeah, like, they've won 5 games in a row now. They're what? They're one game out of honestly, they're a tiebreak out of a playoff spot right now.
Yeah, but like, look at their remaining schedule. They start with Vitality, and then it gets strictly worse. Fnatic, G2,
Oh
and
shit!
Misfits.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So I was just looking at the results. I didn't look forward, but yeah, it's like they kind of.
I thought the exact same thing when I watched them beat Saturday when they watched them beat Schalke. I was like, wow, Unicorns are looking pretty solid, or Schalke's pretty garbage. Maybe both. And then I looked ahead and I was like, oh, never mind.
Yeah, it's like in a horror movie when they're like, oh god, yeah, we got away from him, and then like they turn a corner and then it's like, and just kills them. Like that's literally
unlucky.
Yeah, feels
how
bad, man.
Nuts would it be if ULL goes on a winning streak to close out the year?
Can you imagine?
That'd be so like.
It would be such an EU thing to do.
That would be WWE levels of stupid booking. Like what the fuck is happening? Unicorns of Roman Reigns here. Like,
oh god,
it's fucking end of the season, boys. It's time. Let's go. And then
I mean, that's what Rocket did. Like they like what a couple splits ago they won like 4 games at the end of the season against all the top teams to almost.
Well, that's because they finally learned after like losing for 3 months straight. They finally understood how to play the game. But like Unicorns of Love definitely have some plot armor. All right. We talked a lot about. Okay, I say we talk a lot about. We didn't talk at all about Friday's matchups, but like, we kind of like skirted around the issue. We talked about Saturday. Let's get into Week 8. We're near the end of the season. Do you want to just go through and start predicting all these things, and we'll talk about like relative power levels through there?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, word. Vitality versus Unicorns of Love. Of all the games Unicorns of Love has remaining, I feel like this is the most winnable. I will preface that before we start talking about actual predictions. Do you agree?
I agree. Yeah, because Vitality, they just looked so like you have no idea who's going to show up at what time.
Yeah.
And their 8-6 record is very non-indicative.
It helps that they started 7-1.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's not indicative at all of how they're playing over the last like 4 weeks. So, if they're going to win, if Unicorns is going to win any of these games, it has to be this one, and then they can kind of go from there.
Mm-hmm. Do you think it wins this one?
I think they do actually.
I don't know what's worse, the fact that you think that, or I think I agree with you. but like, they're not playing poorly at all.
No, like that's the thing. Like they've been playing very good.
And like when we say good, it's not like they're winning all their lanes, but like they're playing macro game. They're solid, and Vitality sucks at macro. It's like their biggest weakness. And Unicorns bot lane has been playing pretty decently, so they might be able to overwhelm Vitality in that regard. Top lane for Unicorns is like whatever. It's legitimately whatever. I do not give a shit about White Knight. What about you? Real quick, like it is a sidebar. He's like,
yeah.
I remember White Knight was like popping off in Challenger. And was like, man, this guy's gonna be fun to watch. And then like, I have not given a single shit.
Yeah, and then he got to LCS, and he's just kind of like, yeah, I'm here, I'm doing stuff.
He's like, maybe he's the new Chris, but like, yeah, I don't know. I've been thoroughly unimpressed with White Knight. But I've also been unimpressed with UOL for the most part. So
yeah, I was gonna say, that's kind of like their entire roster at this point. Like,
who the hell is the rest of their roster? They have Pride. No, they don't. Who has Pride?
No, they have their roster is White Knight, Cold is their jungler.
Cold.
Exile.
Cold's been playing well. No, maybe.
Yeah.
Sure. Why not?
Like yeah.
They play well as a team, and they're doing stuff together.
Exactly. Like that's all that matters.
The sum of their parts are great. The sum is greater than the parts.
Exactly. So, hats off. Like, they've got 5 in a row. Not too many teams can say that right now. So
Vitality has 1 in a row. Actually, no, it doesn't.
No, they lost Fnatic.
All right. Okay. So that's shout out to Unicorns. Moving on. Giants versus Schalke. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I don't care. This is like a
Giants, by virtue of them not being Schalke, who look like they have way more problems than Giants at the moment.
Sure. Agreed.
I think Giants just like aren't good enough to execute the comp state draft, and I don't think Schalke understands what's going on. Schalke is the child who's lost in the aisle 4. Somebody needs to go pick him up. Splice versus Misfits. This is gonna be a legitimately good one. I don't know if Splice takes it, but like this is a good meta for Splice.
Mm-hmm.
This is a very good meta, especially since like this is like the Xerxes effect. You have to ban out stupid shit. I feel if you're Misfits, it's like. Will Misfits be able to prepare if Xerxes just goes Ivern and they go this like hyper siege comp with like triple banner? How do you deal with that?
Yeah.
How do you deal with Splice potentially having like a Braum and then also an Ardent Sensor user for what the hell's his name? Cobby. No. Is
Yeah.
Kobe still their AD carry?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's the one they kept. I remember.
There you go. You remember some stuff.
My brain doesn't work anymore, but like sometimes it like sputters into life. But yeah, I like Splice in this matchup a lot. I think while Misfits had a pretty good win last week, I don't know if they match up that well into Splice. I think Splice is riding a wave of momentum. I think Splice has been preparing well, and I think this meta favors Splice. So that's my pick.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, this meta is like it's presenting a lot of choices for these teams because, like I said, like banner minions are like they are legit.
I love them so much. The game just fucking ends.
Yeah, like they get Baron, throw a banner on a minion, and just
after it's like this after the second Baron, because then
their
team pops all their minion dematerializers, and then it's like okay, well next time we got him.
Yeah, but yeah, it's fun to watch. Like it honestly is. Like we, for the most part, haven't had a lot of these like stupidly long games and stuff.
It's a pop off.
Yeah, like games just kind of end. Like I think more than once I was like editing, somebody was like, "Yeah, the game just ended out of nowhere," and I was like, "Oh wow, okay, cool."
Yeah, it was me. I was literally like, "Hey, it's 28 minutes. Game ended." You're like, "Oh."
Yeah, I think Ben said the same thing. He was like, "Yeah, it just ended." Like he was like, "Oh yeah, this game's pretty good," and then like 2 minutes later, he was like, "Oh, it's over." I was like, "Oh wow, okay."
Yeah, cool, that's 8.4 in a nutshell. I feel it's just like, oh, this is getting pretty good. Oh, now we're getting into it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, which is fine with me. Like, I'd rather have that happen than have these like stupid.
Yeah, fuck the 40-minute average game time.
Bad.
Thanks. Shout out to Wyatt for finally like not making it garbage to watch.
Thank God.
The beginning of the season, we complained so much. I think justifiably complained so much.
No, it was. I mean, we had like what? There was the 90-minute. Thank God was that you that did the 90-minute LCK game.
Maybe
the SKT. It was the SKT like BBQ or Rock or something. It was in like the first week of the season.
Oh,
I just know it wasn't me.
Potentially, I have no memory of that, but like I don't.
I just remember waking up and seeing a 90-minute game, and I was like, "Oh God!" But in EU and NA, we had like 50 minutes, 60 minutes.
Yeah, we had every region. I think every major region had above an hour-long game. Maybe maybe not LPL, but like
probably not LPL. But I mean, we don't watch LPL. So.
We don't watch LPL because it's too hard to watch LPL, and we have shit to do.
Yeah, we'll talk about them when we get to the playoffs.
Yeah. Once we get to sit down and watch some VODs, then like we'll get back to you. Once the LPL actually starts, aka playoff time, then we'll get back to you.
Yeah, because right now it's like there's like 4 teams that are really good.
Is filler. It's like an anime. It's all filler until
it's like the NBA. It's like who cares? Like half the teams make it. Like some are good, some are terrible. Whatever. Like
12 teams in the West are vying for a playoff spot.
Yeah.
Like the distance between like it's like Houston, Golden State, everybody. It's a long as fuck list. Okay, G2 should beat H2K, right?
They should. If they don't, that's a bad sign because H2K.
Agreed. And Fnatic should be Rocket.
Agreed. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I just want to power through. I want to power through this. Misfits versus Giants.
This is probably gonna be pretty interesting. I think.
Okay.
I think Misfits will win, but
yeah, I don't think it's gonna be interesting. I think it's gonna be one-sided and boring.
Really? Okay.
That's how we have to disagree nowadays. Just
right. It's like we have the same result, but like one just thinks it'll be closer than the other.
Yeah, exactly. Splice should be H2K.
Yeah.
Vitality Rocket. Now here's a game I think will be interesting because both teams are on the down right now. They're on a downswing.
Yeah.
Relatively speaking. I think I'm gonna go with Rocket here. I think Vitality might go 0-2 this week. I don't like what Vitality are putting out, and I think Rocket have been around for a while to the point where like they don't get destroyed by patch changes like Vitality.
Yeah.
So
yeah, especially like because like Rocket has like been kind of mediocre the last couple of weeks, but not G2. Vitality have been terrible the last few weeks. So
Vitality's only win recently has come against Schalke, which is the worst team in the league.
Yeah, so everything else besides that for the last 3 weeks or something like that, they've lost every single game. And they haven't really even been close. They've looked pretty confused. They look like the kind of rookie team that they are.
They did beat Rocket, or Vitality did beat Rocket earlier. Or like the last time, I just scrolled back, and the last time Vitality had a winning week was week 4, and they took down Rocket and they took down Splice. And that was when they were still. That's when they were playing pretty well.
Their
heyday, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like so much time has passed. I think it's gonna be a completely different matchup.
Yeah, agreed.
Word. Unicorns of Love versus Fnatic. Here's where the magic dies. Fnatic wins.
Yeah.
They better fucking win. Wyatt, they better win.
They better win. If Unicorns win this, then like I don't know what to think anymore.
If Unicorns go 2-0 this week, I will put them. I will write it in pen. I will put them in my playoff brackets.
Yeah, if they can get through this week with a 2-0, like I don't see them not making the playoffs.
G2 Misfits is arguably tougher than Fnatic and Vitality.
True.
So like it only gets harder from here. But if you knock off the best team in the league.
Yeah, like because they would be riding such a wave of momentum that,
and it's Unicorns
especially because it's so close. Like in 2 games,
if it was any other fucking team, I don't know. But like,
well, and I think because like if they go 2-0 this week, that will put them at 8-8. Like we think Vitality is going to go 0-2, so that would put Vitality at 8-8. So like it would move them into a spot where I'm pretty sure they'd be able to squeak in there. Even if they lost the last 2 weeks.
It's heard me audibly sigh because it's like, goddamn Unicorns, man. Goddamn Unicorn. Every fucking year. It's like, oh, Unicorns are losing? All right, cool. They're garbage. I was right to oh, what are they doing? Oh, okay. Oh, they made it to play. Okay, cool. And then something, and then you flip a coin to see how they do in playoffs. Like, it is the Unicorns of Love spring. They've literally been doing this for years now.
Yeah.
Regardless of roster. And then finally, G2 will beat Schalke. Schalke's the worst team in the league.
Yeah.
Who is the worst team in the US? Do you agree with me that it's Schalke?
Yeah, because H2K has some redeeming quality.
Yeah, they can at least kind of do stuff.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I almost would put, depending on how Vitality shakes out, like Vitality, like, yeah, early success is something, but Vitality just is so underwhelming. I feel like they are in contention for like the worst team with a somewhat good record.
The last time that the last time these teams played, I just looked it up. HDK was still had K-Drill. So like, remember that? Remember when HDK had K-Drill in mid and he did nothing, and then he roll swapped in the jungle and then he did nothing.
Yep.
And then they brought Darth Shook back and him and Selfie, like the classic EU Band-Aid players of like, oh shit, something's wrong with their team. Let's pick up these guys because they're always fucking available. Ugh. Oh, God bless EU though. Like it's been fun to watch.
And actually, for as much as we should,
yeah, I like watching teams melt down more, but like, I'll take teams actually know what they're doing too. It's pretty.
Especially because like we shit on them so much last year, like all last.
Last year it was deserved. It was boring as shit to watch.
No, it was terrible. But it's just
I like it way more than NA. Hot take.
Although, that wasn't like NA is so unpredictable now that it's actually kind of fun.
Yeah, but the games are stupid.
True.
Let's move on to NA. Let's talk about these dumbass
perfect
games.
segue.
Yeah, perfect segues as per usual. Liquid beat 100 Thieves. Cool. Are you surprised?
No. Not
Do you remember this game at all? Was it clean or was it like a smacking?
I don't actually. I think it kind of it wasn't like a complete smacking, but it was pretty one-sided. Yeah.
I remember. This is like Ryu just feeding, like Ryu not feeding, but like kind of feeding.
Yeah.
Impact was able to 2v1 as Shen, which is always like nice game balance, right? When the enemy mid laner and jungler, or like he was like mid laner and top laner go to gank the enemy top laner, and it's just like, oh, you just solo kill both of them. Oh, the tank one shot the Corki, cool. Anyways, TSM beat FlyQuest. Not much there, as expected.
CL fucking G.
Oh my god, they did it!
Like this team, we the power of friendship overrides all.
No, it doesn't. I think Cloud9 choked on a big one here. I don't want to credit. I don't think so.
No, Cloud9 did choke because if I remember correctly, this is the game where Cloud9 was up for like 45 minutes and then they lost like 2 fights to 6A and then 6A. It was the BBQ.
COG beat Liquid.
Exactly. So it was like This team.
Just like
This team.
Just like shut the fuck up, CLG. I hate you.
Like we were like pronouncing them dead 2 weeks ago, and they've now won
the Biofrost pop-off game from
and like they've now won two big games this week, and like they're now 2 games out of playoffs.
I will say this. Of the 18 plus 15, of the 33 kills that CLG got this weekend, Biofrost contributed to approximately 33 of them. He got to play Rakan, he got to play Bard. This is Biofrost's hero pool, right? Mm-hmm. This is the stuff he knows he likes to do. If you look at CLG, you think, who's the carry of this team? It's Stixay. He's the most consistent. He's not named Huni or Darshan. When you have a mechanically gifted support who's able to do whatever he wants, when you have an AD carry who can benefit off of that, and when you have Reignover who gets to play stuff he's good at, and in a meta where he might be able to excel, like I don't even know why I'm giving Reignover that much credit, to be quite honest with you. But like, he just needs to start shit. That's Reignover's best role. It's just I will go start shit. Somebody follow me up. Yeah. And they're taking some of this opus off of Darshan, off of Huni to have these like huge pop-off games. And they're winning against CLG. Who he finished 2-2-12. Darshan finished 3-2-10, and they picked up the win, the comeback win. They didn't need to go through the mid or top lane. Their smashing win against Team Liquid. I will say, TL's bot lane. Actually, we'll get to TL in a bit. But Darshan and Huhi played decently well, but Darshan was on that Maokai, and Huhi was on that Orianna. These aren't necessarily Orianna's kind of a carry champion, but like that's not I'm going to solo carry the game.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like I'm going to help the rest of my team champion. They're getting back to the old CLG ways.
I think maybe that was their problem. They were trying to go with like pure carries for some of their lanes.
When that's not what CLG does.
Yeah, like that's never been their thing.
Darshan isn't the carry of this team. He hasn't been since like season 4.
Like even like whenever he tries to play Fiora, I'm like, why? You're not gonna
just shut up and play Maokai.
Exactly. It's like just slot in.
Trial G, dude. Like
Trial G. But yeah, so I mean CLG like give hats off. Yeah, Cloud9 did choke the shit out of that game.
Yeah.
But
Now they're still out of playoffs, right?
CLG?
Yeah.
They're 2 games out right now. Yeah, they're 2 games behind TSM, who's at 7-7.
Oh my god, what if TSM just chokes on a massive one at the end of the season?
And like, if you look at CLG's got FlyQuest.
Yep.
They'll lose to Echo-Fox probably. They should. And
maybe.
Then they've got
they beat Cloud9 and T-Liquid.
Maybe. And then they've got Optic and TSM. So this very well could come down to like
their destiny's in their hands.
Like it could come down to like the final game of the split being like who's gonna get that last spot.
Winning, you're in. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
We very well could be looking at that next week.
Oh my. Okay.
And like I mean the storyline writes itself. Like CLG and TSM for like playing spot. Like TSM with its like 6 like fucking NALCS titles. Versus, the little brother of CLG who always is getting smacked around. Like,
yeah.
That would be fun.
God. That's some revisionist history there, but I agree with you. Liquid got clapped by CLG there.
Yeah,
Liquid got absolutely smashed by CLG.
Yeah, it was that was whereas the other one CLG kind of tripped into a win. This one like they dominated.
Liquid got like and CLG didn't play it cleanly either necessarily in the early game. It's like CLG just like picked this like snowbally comp and they just snowballed on Liquid. And it was like, what are they doing? What's Liquid doing? Like wait, who for you, not to assign blame, but let's assign some blame. Who's on the hot seat for Team Liquid? Because I've been thinking about this. It's like they're so inconsistent.
Yeah,
and I feel like an easy target would be Impact in the top lane, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like, you look at how the rest of Liquid plays, they kind of leave him on an island. I feel.
Yeah, like that's what it's like. For as good as Smithy is, like maybe like he give more help in that top lane.
But like he's not. But I don't know, man. I do not know. It's they pick these champions for impact like Trundle, right?
Yeah.
They pick these champions where his job is to just go do something else. Like I don't know why they don't trust Impact to team fight with the rest of the squad, but like it's insane. They just want Impact as a split pusher, and I'm not sure if it's because Team Liquid doesn't understand. I'm not sure if it's a cop not understanding I'm doing a show. Okay, thank you. I don't understand if it's Liquid not understanding how to team fight properly with a frontliner, but like maybe they got so used to Lorlo, like the coaching staff on that team is like that's how all top players play. They're all Lorlo, right? I don't know. I don't feel comfortable putting all the blame on Impact. I don't think Liquid's setting them up for success.
Yeah. Well, it's just weird. Like for as strong as they looked in the like early like first couple of weeks, like we were looking at them as the best team in the league, and they've just been kind of doing like and they're just doing like mediocre shit now, and it's just like, oh, okay, guys, are you gonna get yourself together or what's going on?
Maybe it is Impact. Maybe it's just like Impact just has to go God mode in order for this team to find consistency. I don't know. At this point, I have no idea, and it's like kind of worrisome.
Yeah.
All right. Enough of this sad ass team. Let's move on. Echo Fox lost to
Golden Guardians.
Let's go, GG.
Golden Guardians. This is like what the third week in a row they've pulled off some.
And it's like, they yeet all over a team, so to speak.
Yeah, like they've. I mean, they're still what 4-10. So
yeah,
probably not
top 9, like pretty
like. They need a miracle run to even try to think about the playoffs, but like
I think they're mathematically eliminated.
Is it okay? So I mean, but like they've got
many games behind.
Yeah, but I mean they've got like they have the win over 100 Thieves. They have a win over Echo Fox now. They beat CLG. Well, CLG's not that big of a deal. They beat Liquid a couple weeks ago. Like they keep coming up with these wins where you're just like, how the hell is this team doing it?
I will say this: coming into this league, everybody, and I mean everybody, thought this team would be the worst in the league. Maybe Optic, right? Like tied with Optic-ish.
Yeah,
but like,
and for the most part, they've kind of lived up to it.
Right. In the beginning of the season, they were absolutely trash. But like recently, they've started to put together some wins that you can hang your hat on. And to be quite honest, I'm curious to see how this roster continues to develop. Mm-hmm. Right? Contracts has been amazing for them. I think in the early stages, Contracts didn't do enough, and and it was like, oh, Contracts can carry these people. Contracts have been playing out of his mind. The team is starting to find itself an identity, right? Around this kind of more aggressive jungle carry style. And it's not like they're the best. None of them are the best in their position. Or like I think Contracts is the only person I would put top 5 in his position.
Yeah,
on that team.
Yeah, everyone else, they just kind of like they seem to it's a kind of another
Contracts.
Yeah, and it's a more of a sum of their parts thing, kind of like we were talking about earlier. Because like you said, none of them are very, very good in their roles, but they just seem to kind of. I don't know if it's just them matching up well, or if it's just like they play with this style of give a shit.
They have game plans and they execute. Yeah, and they don't have to give a shit. That's the best part.
I think because there's no pressure
on them. There's no relegations. There's no pressure. They don't have to. It's spring. Who cares? It's spring.
Yeah, because they could go on and win summer and still they could end as the place team in spring.
They can still call it.
Yeah, well, no. If you win summer, you get automatic seed to Worlds. So
I don't know about them winning summer. I'm not.
I'm just saying it's possible. It's
All right,
in theory, not that they actually will, but like, yeah, it's just.
Here's something we can bank on though. I'm pretty sure Golden Guardians will not end the season in 10th place. I feel like FlyQuest and Optic are worse than them.
Yeah, I agree. Especially
recently. I'm not sure, but like, beginning of the season for sure, Golden Guardians are the worst. But now, like, they've turned their ship around, kind of. And with more coaching and whatever off-season changes they decide to make, I can't wait to see where this team goes.
Yeah, and especially because FlyQuest and Optic have some pretty rough matchups in the last. Like Optic's got C9, 100 Thieves, CLG, and Liquid. Yep. Like,
that's not
Golden Guardians they'll probably end at like 8th, maybe.
You know what? You take 8th.
Yeah, I mean, for your first season in the franchise LCS, like
that's behind CLG, and that's like 2 spots out of playoffs.
Yeah,
let's get into some predictions. Let's get into some predictions. We need to go. We got places.
We got OWL to talk about.
Damn right. All right, Clutch Gaming versus Echo Fox. This is gonna be a pretty good one, but I think Echo Fox wins.
They should. Although
They should.
I give Clutch an outside chance because Clutch, they have been playing fairly well the last couple of weeks. So
Yep. Clutch is one of the better teams in the league now.
Yeah, exactly. But Echo Fox should, in theory, win. But I'll give Clutch the upset factor.
Echo Fox did struggle against Golden Guardians, and then they managed to beat Optic. So I don't feel like I have a good enough read on where they're at right now.
Yeah.
But like a number 1 team versus number 3 team, can't ask for much more.
Exactly.
Maybe I think Echo Fox will be able to prepare a better strategy for Clutch than fresh off the boat, new meta time. Echo Fox, hopefully, at any rate. FlyQuest versus CLG. I like CLG here.
Yeah, I think CLG's they're riding very high right now. I think.
And here's where FlyQuest wins because it's CLG and they only know how to beat good teams.
Could be.
Yeah. Optic versus Cloud9. I like C9.
Yeah, Cloud9. Optic looks bad.
Time to bounce back. TSM versus Team Liquid. TSM versus Team.
I have to go Liquid just because TSM has been playing very
shaky,
very yikes lately.
Very yikes. I like it. Yeah.
So yeah, I agree. TSM inspires no faith in me right now.
TSM beats the teams they're supposed to, and that's what you can say.
Then they lose to everybody else.
Yep. So they're gonna lose to Team Liquid, and then finally 100 Thieves versus the Golden Guardians. You think your boys Golden Guardians makes it out against your other boys? You think they're gonna steal a win?
I don't think against the Thieves. No, I think 100 Thieves has to win this game. If 100 Thieves loses this game, I mean, and maybe that's setting them up for a trap because there is that pressure of them trying to kind of establish themselves. But with the way that they
look, it should be an easy week for 100 Thieves.
It should be an easy week. So if Golden Guardians does have that upset potential, but I feel like 100 Thieves has kind of gotten their shit together in the last couple of weeks, so I like them in this one.
Okay, I think it might be kind of close, and then 100 Thieves wins. But I don't know. My gut said both at the same time, so I don't know how to feel about this one. I'll just say 100 Thieves because on paper they should win. Let's move on. Echo Fox versus CLG. You like CLG's momentum?
Fuck it, I'm going CLG. I feel
There's
like
the Wyatt, we know.
I've got just because if Golden Guardians can do it, CLG can do it because if we're gonna go with the transitive property, shout out to our boy Christian. If CLG is better than Golden Guardians beat Echo Fox, CLG should be able to beat Echo Fox. But this is another one of those Wyatt with his stupid predictions, voting with his heart kind of thing, probably.
I don't know. I understand what you're saying, but I feel like Echo Fox will fix its problems from last week, and I think Echo Fox has the better player in every position.
That's true.
I'm pretty sure Dardock's a better Rainover on this team, on Echo Fox.
Yeah.
And unless Echo Fox's bot lane chokes hard, which they might, but they probably won't, I think Echo Fox will be able to take the win. Unless they just go nuts, but they don't go nuts that often.
Yeah, exactly.
FlyQuest will lose to Golden Guardians. I'm fairly sure about that. Like we said, we like Golden Guardians a lot. We think they're the 8th best team. FlyQuest is either 9th or 10th, depending on which way your coin flip goes, I guess.
Yep.
CLG Clutch versus Liquid. I like Clutch here.
I do, yeah, I agree.
Oh god, we're fucking A.
I know, we always agree. Yeah, Clutch, I'm watching them over the last couple of weeks, they've looked pretty good. And I think that their win against FlyQuest, granted it was FlyQuest, but they didn't have a kill until 20 minutes into the game. But by that point, they had a 4,000 gold lead because they just controlled objectives like crazy.
They played a good macro.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that kind of, especially in the meta that we're in, playing that clean of a macro game without needing to fight
against a team that doesn't know its starting roster.
Yeah. So I mean, like I said, it was FlyQuest, but it was still kind of it was an interesting win. But overall, I think Clutch has been playing a lot stronger than Liquid has.
Yeah, for sure. Or I mean, sorry, I was looking at another matchup. I'm dumb. I agree with the Clutch win, but not for the dumb reason I said earlier. I think Liquid has shown a lot of inconsistencies. I think I don't know if this is a good meta for Lyra.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's a good meta for Vivian. I think it's a good meta for their bot lane. And I think Lyra will be able to do enough to exert some pressure, right?
Mm-hmm.
For Liquid, they need Impact to step up because if Impact doesn't step up, I don't think he can I don't think the rest of Liquid is that much better than the rest of Clutch.
Yeah.
It'll depend on the draft a lot, I feel.
Mhm.
Which is all League of Legends games, which makes it fucking difficult to call.
Yep.
TSM Cloud9. Oh, baby. The run back.
Yeah, I gotta go Cloud9. Just because, like I said with the last one, like TSM just doesn't. They look kind of muddled lately.
Yeah.
And Cloud9 outside of the fluky loss to CLG, Cloud9 has still been one of the best teams in the league. So it's hard to bet against them.
I think I agree. It might be close, might not be close. At the end of the day, I think Cloud9 have just been a better team recently.
Yeah.
Yep. And then Optic will lose to 100 Thieves.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. League of Legends. That's it for this week, y'all. If you want to find us on the internet, our Twitter tags are below us. I mean, at RW_Noah Waltzer. Wyatt's at Mr. Don, Mr. Don, and
Mr. Don.
DAHDON. Not Mr., because that's wrong. Catch us next week where we talk about the results of these matchups. We'll start hyping up some playoff previews, so by then we'll have a better idea of what the structure or what the picture's going to look like for the three major regions we'd like to cover. We may or may not start talking about LPL. Like, fingers crossed.
Well, they still have, they're a week behind now, so I think we still got some time to talk about them.
I will finally have free time to watch LPL games.
That's
so,
true.
Be able to say something. All right. Peace out, y'all.